WAAAGH! Hi, I'm Greg, still alive, barely. And today we're talking about the ORKS, the galaxy's most enthusiastic apocalypse. They're not evil, they're not good, they're just green, loud, and terminally violent. If fun could explode, it'd look like an orc. Orcs are a fungus-based life form with the collective IQ of a microwave pizza, and they're living their best life. Imagine if someone mixed a football hooligan, a chainsaw, and a forest. That's an orc. They were bioengineered millions of years ago by ancient gods called the Old Ones, who wanted an army that never gets tired, never gives up, and never stops yelling. They succeeded. Too well. Orcs don't need food. They photosynthesize beer. They don't need logic. They run on belief. If enough of them think something works, reality just gives up. Oh, that's not how physics works. It is now. How orcs think. They don't have a plan. They don't have an endgame. They just want one thing, a good scrap. Every orc is born ready to fight, shout, and maybe set something on fire. They don't build civilizations. They build WAAAGHs. Giant rolling storms of violence, noise, and questionable hygiene. They don't conquer planets. They party on them. With guns. And their hierarchy? Simple. The biggest orc is the boss. No elections, no debates, just uppercuts. Democracy, but with more concussions. Let's talk about orc technology, or, as scientists call it, witchcraft made of scrap metal. Orc engineering shouldn't work. It breaks every law of physics, common sense, and good taste. But here's the thing. Orcs don't care. They don't design machines. They assemble enthusiasm. Their tanks are just piles of metal glued together with hope. Their guns look like plumbing accidents, but they fire because the orcs believe they should. Their starships? Essentially flying junkyards held aloft by optimism and the smell of oil. Every orc is a low-level psychic, not enough to summon demons, but just enough to bully reality into cooperating. Paint something red? It goes faster. Add more guns? It shoots harder. Yell, "Wah!" at it? Congratulations, it now has horsepower. They are living proof that confidence beats competence. The universe bends to their delusions, and somehow that's working out great for them. Orc society is divided into clans, each with its own specialty. And by specialty, I mean unique brand of chaos. Let's meet the big ones. Bad Moons daw rich gits. They grow teeth, currency, faster than anyone else. So they're rich, flashy, and covered in gold. If it ain't gilded, it's garbage. Think Elon Musk, but louder and covered in fungus. Evil sons. Zoom in his life. They love anything fast, loud, and on fire. Paint everything red because red ones go faster. They're the galaxy's biggest car enthusiasts and worst drivers. Goths. Biggest, meanest, loudest. They're pure aggression. No subtlety, no strategy, just fists. If you've ever lost an argument because the other guy just started punching, that's a Goth. Snake bites, da old ways is da best ways. They hate new technology. They love squigs, mud, and shouting. They'll bite you just to check if you're real. They think Wi-Fi is witchcraft and soap is heresy. Death skulls. If it ain't yours, it's ours. Looters, scavengers, and compulsive kleptomaniacs. They paint themselves blue for luck. They steal everything, even other orcs' shoes. They don't build, they borrow, permanently. Blood axes, da sneaky gits. They use tactics, camouflage, and actual formations. Everyone else calls them weird. They're trying to invent stealth by whispering at full volume. Free Buddhas, we's da pirates, matey. Space pirates who work for whoever pays or explodes best. They love hats, swagger, and betrayal. They're basically the Jack Sparrows of orcdom. The cult of speed. Zoom now, think later. Entire subculture devoted to going fast and dying faster. They worship the roar of engines like it's holy music. They don't do breaks or plans, just vibes. Da Burna Boys. If it ain't burnin', it ain't workin'. Pyromaniacs who see fire as both art and science. Every orc is a little bit on fire inside. These guys made it a career. Each clan's different, but they all agree on one thing. WAAAGH! That's their religion, their battle cry, and their life philosophy. It's not just a word, it's a psychic storm of energy that makes them stronger the louder they scream. In orc theology, volume equals holiness. Every WAAAGH needs a boss. Usually it's whoever's the biggest, meanest, and hasn't exploded yet. Their warlords are named things like WAAAGH Uruk Thraka, which roughly translates to, "You're already dead." These guys unite millions of orcs under one banner, one goal: Find the biggest fight in the galaxy, and they'll fight anyone. Humans, Tyranids, Necrons, Chaos, IKEA furniture, doesn't matter. Remember, orcs don't understand science. They are science. The whole species is a psychic field of belief. If they all think a gun shoots harder because it's red, it does. If they think duct tape fixes engines, it does. If they think you're dead, you are. They're powered by imagination. They're literally dream-powered idiots. You might laugh at them, until you realize they're one of the most dangerous forces in the galaxy. There are billions of them. They don't fear death. They don't need supply lines. And they can outfight, outbuild, and outyell almost anything. If they ever stopped fighting each other and worked together, game over. Luckily, they're too busy punching each other to notice. So there you have it. The orcs, the green tide of nonsense, the masters of mayhem, the fungus among us. They're violent, chaotic, and somehow kind of wholesome. They don't lie, they don't scheme, they just want a good fight and a louder shout. And honestly, same. See you next time if I survive this WAAAGH!